We saw Torre Sports in action last night to, do I say where? They were in Scotland.
Scotland.
And of course, played out a 1-0 draw.
Yeah, Tottenham Hotspur, for me, I think the struggle continues for them at this point in time. There've been a lot of backlash on the coach, Ange Postecoglou, not being able, of course, to take Tottenham Hotspur to the position, of course, they used to be. At least you see them, maybe contending for the title or contending for top 4. But it's been a very, very, a huge setback, for them. Even in the league, I think the other day they were trashed by Chelsea. Where they were even leading 2-0. Chelsea have to come back, to put an
Rangers is a big name when it comes to European football.
It's a big name, no doubt, but we expect more from Tottenham. They've been down, so far this season, and that is not the kind of Tottenham, that's not the pattern of football Tottenham, plays. So I think for me, the coach, Ange Postecoglou, should look forward to see how to get his team back, because as it stands now, the fans are not happy. The fans are not happy at this point in time. They are very much, angry towards his progress so far in the team. So for me, I think they should be able to step up and see what they can be able to. But it's a good one for Rangers, at least holding that one, taking a point back home at the end of the day.
Manchester United traveled away to Victoria Plzen and of course beat them by 2-1. Good result for Manchester United, away win in the Europa League.
Yeah, away win in the Europa League, and one thing that has been so significant about United is that in Europe, they've tried as much as they can, of course, to maintain record so far. They've not lost any game, when it has to do with their European appearance, and I think for me, good record for them, and good one. Ruben Amorim, trying to see how we can strengthen the United side once again. I think for me, the man has been doing his best. Manchester United at this point in time, they are in a rebuilding process. So you take a look at since Alex Ferguson left, it has not been easy for the managers that has come to manage the team. I talk about Manchester United. We saw the likes of Jose Mourinho, Moyes, we saw Eric Ten Hag came to struggle, and now Ruben Amorim, is the man at the helm of affairs, and you don't expect him to perform magic immediately to put the players at their best. It's going to be a gradual process. So for me, I think in the couple of days we should start seeing what Manchester United will be turning into at this point. Good one for them. Good
one for Manchester United. In the second tier, you have European Cup competition, the Europa League. They won all their games so far, beating Victoria Plzen last night by 2-1. Let's go to the third tier European competition, and that's where we find Chelsea. Chelsea playing this season in the Conference League. They went all the way to Astana in Sweden, and of course beat their side, the Astana side, by 3-1. Chelsea as well having some improved results in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, of course, Chelsea has been the rosy one. Enzo Maresca, I tell you, came in and has been able to steady the ship. Chelsea, of course, you understand, they've been in a rebuilding process for some seasons now, changing managers, but I think Enzo Maresca, since he came in, was able to spot, the thing that was going wrong, at Chelsea Football Club. And now he's been able to put everything, on a steady at this point in time. You see Chelsea winning games over the weekend, like I mentioned. Came back from 2 goals down to win Tottenham Hotspur, and now putting up another impressive performance in the Conference League. I see Chelsea being unstoppable in this Conference League.
Talking about Conference League and Chelsea, maybe because of their fixtures in the Premier League, we saw a relatively youthful side on showcase last night. There was no name on the scorer sheet. I'm not sure a lot of people know of a name called Gu as a player for Chelsea, but they went and did the job in the Conference League.
And I think for me, what they did at this point in time, so for me, it's really working for them. I think that's why Enzo Maresca, is now being able, of course, to maneuver the team and get the necessary results he wants.
A lot of fixtures in the Europa League and, of course, the Conference League as well. But talking about the Champions League, they've entered into very crucial stages, and right now with just 2 games to get it done of the round of 32, we now know which of the teams will qualify automatically in the first 8 and which will come in the qualifier, the next 8. And that looks very interesting. But if your team is not within the first 20 or thereabout, or then in fact first 25, then you have a very difficult chance of qualifying with just 2 games to the end of the season. Meanwhile, UEFA unveil the Champions League team of the week, Kingsley?
No, not really surprised.
Bukayo Saka in this squad. We have Michael Olise as well, Bayern Munich. Michael Olise, Nigerian player.
Yeah, Michael Olise, Nigerian player, of course. From what we've seen, I think he's also done a lot for his side as well. Bukayo Saka is one man that has done a lot, of course, for Arsenal. So what we did in there this week, where, of course, Arsenal, has to play against Monaco, had a brace, of course, in that encounter. And I think for me, if you take a look at the names down there, not really bad. I think they've as well, done a lot, especially in this stage of the competition. A lot to play for in the UEFA Champions League, just like you mentioned down there. It's really getting critical, especially for some teams. Manchester City, one side as well, that have been struggling. They're 22nd, I think, on the table at this point in time. Their chance of qualifying is very slim. But kudos to Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal as well. They are seated top 3, of course, and that table, and they have that huge, chance of qualifying to the round of 16. So the UEFA Champions League, actually this season, taking a look at the new format, has been a drama, and we see big teams, even like Real Madrid as well, struggling, also fighting to get to that round of 16. Let's just see what comes up as the league progresses. Fingers
across. It will be so sad if perennial winners of the Champions League, or the most winners of the Champions League, Real Madrid, do not qualify. At least right now, they do not have a chance of qualifying on the top 8, and we just hope that at least they can go into the qualifiers to enter into the round of 16. We'll have to wrap it up. We'll bring you all of the results of the UEFA Champions League and Europa League and the Conference League on our program Sports Extraordinary later at 6 p.m. Nigerian time. But for now, we'll have to wrap up the show, Kingsley. It's just about 72 hours to the CAF Player of the Year for the year 2024. Ademola Lookman looks very good to nick in this one. Are you praying for Ademola Lookman?
Of course, I should pray for him. He's a Nigerian brother. I should, of course, pray for him. The man has done a lot for himself. We saw what he did in the last African Cup of Nations.
Scored 3 goals?
Yes, 3 goals, in that tournament. And, of course, has been very, very, impressive for his side, Atalanta, in the Italian Serie A. In fact, Atalanta, I think they are first or second, of course, on the table, giving Napoli a very huge pressure.
Their last performances in Europe where they won the league was courtesy of a hat-trick from Ademola Lookman.
Yeah. So I think for me, the man is favorite, for this one. So let's just see what, comes. It will be a very good one seeing another Nigerian after Victor Osimhen won, winning the CAF Player of the Year.
Well, it's just 72 hours. We'll be going to Morocco where I think Marrakesh, yes, that's the city in Morocco where the CAF Player Year for the world will be. I think that will be on Monday. And we hope Ademola Lookman makes Nigeria very proud. From what we've seen of him this season alone, last season and this season, it looks to be in a very good position to nick in it for himself.